How do I share my screen?
You see the little thing on the bottom that says share your screen?
Oh, I see it.
Yes, alright, so
Okay.
welcome,
No, not.
friends. It's PowerPoint night.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I
Watch
so
Oh, here
stream.
we go. Okay.
because it is like a special occasion, I
Can I?
opened up cotton candy IPA that I've been saving.
Hell yes. I'm actually
Yeah,
wearing a dress for once.
I've used a good pint glass that says, "Hey, careful, man, there's a beverage here."
Alright, Zach, let's go. Introduce your topic, bud.
I'm trying to. Is it full? I don't know. Anyways, um, what was I doing? I did a collection of politicians just going like batshit insane
Is that the Dean scream?
throughout the ages. Yes, I am. I'm actually very curious because I want to see how much. Oh shit! Is there a way I can see the stream and do this at the same time? Hmm.
We
Oh,
will
wrong one.
figure it out. I promise. Alright. Here's mine. I'd say I'm sorry, but I'd be lying.
Mine's definitely gonna require apologies to
Here
both
we
of you.
go, besties.
Oh, shoot.
AO3 terminology. Yes, I will elaborate, and that is a threat. Y'all can see this, right? The stream is shut off for me.
Yep.
Yep.
Wonderful. Is it gonna let me look at that? Hold on.
By the way, are interjections welcome during presentations?
Yeah, sure. Have at
I
it.
didn't know if we were. Huh?
Yeah, no, they're very welcome. Alright, yes, I
Okay.
will elaborate, and that is a threat. Let's start with a definition, shall we? Fanfiction. What is it? So, also known as fics or fanfics, derivative stories featuring the characters, settings, premises, etc., based on an original source material but written by a fan of said material. It is a form of what is known as transformative work, designed as an expression of appreciation and exploration of the canon material. No profit is made from the production or distribution. Very important. Next. Start with some types and definitions of different kinds of fanfiction. Here's what we've got. We have the AU, an abbreviation for alternate universe, a story in which there is often a major plot, setting, or character deviation away from the established canon, which is where you get your coffee shop AUs, your modern AUs. For example, a show like What We Do in the Shadows, there could be a human AU, so an alternate universe where everyone is human. Crackfics. A lot of fun. Stories in which completely ridiculous, unbelievable, or insane things occur, often without reasonable explanation, generally written shamelessly and with no excuse, other than just wanting to have fun, and they are called crackfics because they usually seem like they could only have been written while on drugs. Which often leads to the tag in some stories, crack treated seriously, where somebody realizes that what they're writing is particularly ridiculous, but they are going to take it seriously rather than acknowledging, like, yeah, this is just like, to be funny. Drabbles. Short fan fictions exactly 100 words in length, double, triple, etc. if you're doing precisely 200 words, precisely 300 words. Kind of just a challenge to confine yourself in, like, oh, let's see how descriptive and precise I can be in this short amount of time.
I say that's a fun challenge. It's very much like writing abstracts for journal
Yeah,
articles.
essentially. And then ficlet, complete short story, usually only a few thousand words long, essentially just a short fan fiction. Continued. Fluff. Stories or scenes in stories where there is no angst or often any real plot advancement. Just cute stuff. Very pleasing to read, in my personal opinion. Lots of adorable things. Not tons of depth, usually. Yeah, and again, can be within the context of a larger story, or just here's a cute little scene that, you know, didn't happen in XYZ movie, but would have made sense to happen. You can... Okay, so Gen is kind of interesting because you can... On AO3, you can sort by pairings, but within that drop-down menu, when there's M/M, F/M, F/F, multiple, Gen is just stories where there's no romance, no sexual content. Could have some background or implied pairings, but mostly it's kind of just the equivalent of like a G rating. It's just, you know, nothing particularly romantic or sexual is going to happen. It's more plot-driven, usually. And then HC, I read a lot of this stuff. Abbreviation for hurt/comfort, the presence of emotional or physical angst of one character followed by emotional or physical comfort for another character's. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's fun to beat up my favorite characters.
No, it's totally, like, I really loved, I think it's the, I don't remember if it's the first or second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies from the 90s, because Raphael gets, like, really hurt and then everyone's real concerned about him. I'm like, there's something very nice about that.
You understand me. I think it's so funny that we are having this moment because you don't understand the impulse to write fanfiction at all.
I mean, I can appreciate it, doesn't mean I gotta write it.
Entirely fair. No judgment. Continuing. PWP. Abbreviation that can mean either plot, what plot, or porn without plot. Yeah, little to no plot, usually highly explicit in nature. 99% of the time when somebody tags a fic PWP, they mean porn without plot. I rarely see the first abbreviation. I only ever see it, honestly, on fanfiction.net, which is an older website, which the tagging system, the filtration system there is really not as good as AO3, but that is where a lot of the X-Files stuff is, because the X-Files kind of, like, invented the notion of the online fanfiction archive. So, benefits and detriments. Anyway, moving right along to a one-shot is a story that can be read and understood in full without having read any other prior story. Already finished, written completely, not going to be continued, not related to anything else, usually posted all at once. And then, you know, a short story with 2 or 3 chapters, 2 shots, 3 shots, other terms that I see people use. And then you have RPF, which is a fascinating can of worms. It is an abbreviation for real person fiction, stories written about actors/celebrities rather than the characters that they play. And these are super controversial. Because on the one hand, you have, you know, a teenager has written a story. I wrote a story about touring with my favorite band. That's pretty harmless. But then you get to the things where people are, like, sending actors, like, explicit fanfictions that they have wrote about that actor, like, with their co-stars. Like, it's, like, really creepy and really dicey. Some fanfiction websites don't allow RPF. Some do. Kind of just depends on what you're looking for, but very controversial. Moving along. Self-insert fanfictions. Or can refer to a character or a genre of fanfiction. The genre is a story containing a self-insert, which is an original character that deliberately and purposefully represents the author of said fanfic. So, if you're talking about the character, you could, like, the character is a self-insert. If it's someone is tagging this, like, self-insert fanfiction, it's like, this is a fanfiction that is most likely written in second person to allow the reader to kind of imagine themselves as the character. Slow burns. Stories featuring characters who gradually and naturally fall in love or lust before beginning a romantic or sexual relationship. There are so many memes about finding 100,000 word slow burn at 3 a.m. and then just having no choice but to read the entire thing in one sitting. I have done that many a time. It's just how it is. Smut. What a lot of people immediately think of when they hear the term fanfiction. stories or scenes containing graphic sexual content in which any plot or character development that may occur is incidental to said content. Anything that's tagged with smut, it could be like, if there's a story that has, like, you know, like a lot of drama, a lot of overarching plot, usually people will warn you in, like, the author's notes at the beginning of a chapter if there's going to be explicit sexual content, but if a story is straight up just tagged, like, that and nothing else, that's all there's going to be.
Good to be aware.
Good to be aware. Brookes, you might know some of these. Canon, headcanons, and fanon. So, canon. Elements established by the original source material, the book, the TV show, the movie, whatever. Either plot setting, character traits, developments, pretty much anything. Headcanon is the personal belief or interpretations about canon by an author or reader that they make up to explain or account for some aspect of the actual canon. Not officially supported by the source material, tends to not necessarily... You can't prove it wrong, usually. And... yeah, could be about past, present, future, could be shared by others if they are particularly believable. Does anyone have any of their personal headcanons that they would like to share for anything? Can anyone think of any examples? Because God, do I have so many.
I'm trying to think of one. I mean, I feel like most of the time it's more about when a series, like, ends or something like that, you can kind of make up what you think happens after that point.
Yeah.
Would be more where I go with things.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I have a specific example.
Well,
Without
one of mine,
spoiling the end of something.
my personal headcanon is that Laszlo, from What We Do in the Shadows, does not just make up for her every day because she's a vampire, so she can't use a mirror. She has no reflection. So that's a headcanon of mine. And then fanon is a common plot or character element that was not established by the original source material, but is generally accepted to be true by fans anyway. So, I don't know. There was no example from a fandom that I have ever been in, but there have been instances where, you know, for example, a character's first name is never mentioned, but everyone sort of collectively agrees on a first name for said character. That's fanon.
Yeah.
Alright. Canon compliant. Oh man, I wish there was a better way to... I wish it wouldn't turn off my stream every time I, like, click the slide over. I will edit around it, though. Anyway, canon compliant is a work that does not contain characters, events, etc. that didn't occur within the original piece of media, can also refer to pre- or post-canon speculation that lines up with the original media. So something that, like, makes sense based on the information that you eventually wind... Like, if somebody writes a story that's set either before or after the official canon, if it makes sense based on the information that you have as, like, official, then it's considered canon compliant. And then canon divergent / canon divergence is a work that does contain characters, events, etc. that didn't occur within the original piece of media, can be used to refer to alternate universes, to stories that start out canon compliant but eventually introduce new characters or plot elements. So say you don't like, you know, you like a character but you don't like the way things went, you know, with their overall arc. You could start from a place of, like, you know, here's this scene where, you know, XYZ bad decision, in my opinion, was made with the writing, so I'm going to start with this scene, but then have it go differently. Canon divergence. Pre-canon, events that take place before the established timeline of the original work. Post-canon, events that take place after.
By the way, at least from my end, it doesn't look like the stream is being disrupted.
It is on my end, which is annoying because I'm the one who's screen recording, but that's a me problem.
I was like, oh, you don't have to edit, it's fine. I was like, oh wait, yeah, never mind.
That's on me. It's fine. One of my favorite things. Ships and shipping. Exciting, exciting. Okay, so an OTP OTP is an abbreviation that stands for one true pairing. It is an author's favorite relationship pairing in a fandom. OT3, same as the above, but it's a throuple. Rare pairs. Always a sucker for them. Which is... God, I can never find the things I want to read. But a character combination that is not often seen in a given fandom and only has a few dedicated fans who ship it. But the fun thing about being a rare pair fan is that you can wind up being, like, part of the, like, backbone of that, like, subset of shippers. If you're, like, one of the, like, 2 people that actually writes fanfiction for them, that's always fun. Ship, short for relationship, a romantic or sexual pairing of 2 or more characters in any given piece of media. And then shipping is the act of supporting / enjoying or hoping for a relationship between those 2 characters. Sometimes people ship characters that have literally never met in canon. But, you know, that's what fanfiction's for. Brooks, you know all about this one, too. So,
it comes from a very special series to me.
Yes, it does. And I learned, you talked about, which class is it that you talk about this in? Like, that this actually comes up in? Like, in your legitimate, like, in your college course?
My media entertainment class.
Hell yes. So.
Because we talk about fandoms in that class, and, yeah.
Exciting, exciting. Slash is a story with the presence of a male homosexual relationship featuring at least one canon character, may or may not include graphic sexual content. The term slash fiction was derived from the slash used to indicate the specific characters paired off, originated with Kirk / Spock fanfiction when the original series of Star Trek was airing. Other terms for slash include fem slash but with 2 women, and then Yai and Yuri are just the terms for slash in anime and manga fandoms. So, like, literally the exact same thing, just for a very specific type of fandom. Other abbreviations and terms. So, A/N, abbreviation for author's notes and author's personal notes about the story, writing experience, whatever else they really want to talk about, usually included at the beginning, sometimes at the end of a story or of a chapter of a story. AO3 is formatted in such a way that the author's notes are like, there's a separate box that you type them in. You don't really see the A/N abbreviation anymore unless you're on fanfiction.net, because it's an older kind of just like straight up HTML input system. Beta. Basically just the word for an editor in fanfiction circles, also referred to as beta readers. So if someone says, hey, I'm looking for a beta, that means they're looking for an editor to read their fanfictions before they publish them. Betaed versus unbetaed work. So if your work has been betaed, it has been edited. The fun thing about unbetaed works is that there's usually a fandom-specific tag that will say something along the lines of, no beta, we die like X, instead of we die like men. So if it's Star Trek fanfiction, it'll be no beta, we die like red shirts. For Our Flag Means Death fanfictions, I've seen no beta, we die like Carl. There's always a fandom-specific no beta, we die like X. That's when you're posting an unedited fanfiction and just whatever happens, happens. Dubcon, portmanteau of dubious consent. An explicit fanfiction containing borderline non-consensual sexual contact, whether implied or described, which doesn't necessarily refer to the presence of assault in a story. This can just be if somebody's writing a story where, you know, 2 characters get smashed at a club and hook up, and, you know, maybe in real life that would be a little bit sketchy, but, you know, it's fiction. Flame. Inflammatory remarks made about an author or their work. Generally don't see this one as much on AO3. That's kind of another old fanfiction.net term, especially in like the, you know, first couple works that an author is posting. Usually in the author's notes, you'll get a please no flames or something like that. I haven't actually seen that one on a current fanfiction in a while. Oh, I put that on there twice. Sorry. NSFW, that's kind of just a general internet thing at this point, but not safe for work. Stories or images that contain elements, usually of an explicit sexual nature, that make them inappropriate to be opened in a public domain, such as one's place of employment. So, another way of just indicating, like, you know, people will tag something NSFW. It's just another way of indicating that, hey, there's going to be graphic content in this story that you are, you know, about to click on. OOC, abbreviation for out of character, used to describe characterizations by an author that are not those established by canon standards. That'll usually pop up, like, you see that more in the author's notes or, like, in the tags when someone knows, like, hey, I might be getting into kind of, like, dicey territory here. This might be something that's, you know, outside this character's normal range of, like, what they would do, so, like, let me know. Or I don't see it in reviews a ton because that's kind of just mean. OC, abbreviation for original character, non-canon character created by the author that is featured prominently in the story, and then that can be further broken down into OFCs and OMCs, original female characters and original male characters, so that'll usually be in the tags of a fanfiction, especially if they're, like, if someone is shipping a character with a character that they have made up, it'll be like, you know, trying not to just continually reference What We Do in the Shadows, but, you know, whatever. It'll be like Nandor / OFC if they're, like, making up a girlfriend for him or something like that. Continuing. Plot bunny. A random and often uncontrollable story idea that pops up out of nowhere and demands to be written. The bane of my existence. I have a document on my computer that is just a bunch of random story starts, and there is no way that I in my human lifetime will be able to write them all. This is what I live with. Podfic. Not actually something I do, which is surprising considering that I do this podcast and I am also such a massive fanfiction nerd. But it is a form of transformative work in which fanfiction stories are recorded in audio using the podcast format. So stories can either be read aloud by the author themselves or by another fan with the author's permission. I have yet to actually dip my toe into the world of podfic. Who knows if I will? That's yet to be seen. Oh, okay, bye. Oh no. Well, that's not good.
For some reason, my computer has just decided to lose its mind.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
Alright. Well, shall I continue while you do that?
Yes, please. It's restarting the Discord's
yes. So R&R is an abbreviation for read and review, a way of asking viewers to leave comments on your story. Haven't really seen that on AO3, mostly see that on FFN. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. And then our rec is short for recommendation, a story or list of stories that one is encouraged to read. So if you see somebody asking for fic recs, they're asking for recommendations. Or if somebody, like, you know, publishes a list of a bunch of titles, it's like, here's a fic rec for everybody who, you know, likes stories containing, you know, XYZ elements or whatever. Squick. Possibly offensive elements in a story which may cause feelings of disgust or revulsion in the reader. You'll usually see a warning that's like, don't read if BDSM squicks you, and the tags are in the author's notes at the beginning of a story. UST and RST, abbreviations for unresolved sexual tension and resolved sexual tension, respectively, used to indicate the presence of either in a story, and UST as a term originated with the X-Files fandom, Mulder and Scully. Anyone who's familiar with that will understand. And then WIP, work in progress, a story that is not yet complete. If that is posted, they may be actively undergoing revisions or updates, or they could be abandoned, which always sucks, especially if you're looking on a fanfiction website that's been running since the 90s, like FFN, because, God, the feeling of reading a really good story and then looking at the description and seeing that it's not complete and that it hasn't been updated since like 1998. Ugh. Not ideal.
Funny, we use that same abbreviation in knitting for works in progress.
I love it. Yeah, I feel like that's one that's not exclusive. Like, the abbreviation of work in progress is definitely not exclusive to fanfiction, but it's one of the ones you will see most commonly, especially people complaining that they have too many works in progress. like me.
Mhm.
And cite my source. Some of the definitions have been paraphrased from user Moonbeam Predilections fanfiction terminology list on angelfire.com. A lot of them also just from my own experience. I have spent so much time on fanfiction websites. It's frankly embarrassing, but you know. Does anyone have any questions?
You were excited to teach.
I was really excited to teach. And now you guys have no excuse to not know what I'm talking about when I start talking about fanfiction.
Oh, sure. I memorized every single one of those terms.
Shut up.
Just saying. So it's quite possible you'll say a thing to me and I'll be like, what?
That's fair. But at least now you'll have some foundational knowledge. So, any questions, anybody?
Are you going to post the PowerPoint slides?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I have to post them for audio listeners, too.
I know. That's what everybody always asks in class, though. Are you going to post the slides online?
You know, sometimes you just can't write that fast.
I always post them so people will stop asking me, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Purely self-interest.
Oh, I forgot. I had a little thank you for listening slide.
Aww.
There we
I
go.
do not have any such, concluding slide.
There she is.
What is? All yours.
It doesn't matter. I put it up so that it's visible on my computer.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. I did my best. I was really, really excited, embarrassingly excited about that. And that's the most excited I've ever been making a PowerPoint in my entire life.
Yeah, I would say the same about mine as well.
I absolutely love that. Okay, turn that off.
There.
Zach, I've thought of a potential workaround. I
Okay.
can click through the presentation for you.
Yeah, if you can find a way to.
Because I have the dual monitor thing going on. If you want to just drop that in the podcast Discord.
Sure. I definitely wanted to see Brookes' reaction to this stuff because she actually will remember a lot of it right off the bat.
No, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Yeah, if you just drop that in the Discord, I should be able to narrate.
What's your? Do I have your email? It's not popping up.
Oh, here. Let me send that to.
Have I ever emailed you before? That's just such a weird question.
That
but
is a weird question. But no, I don't think you have. Here, I'm sending it to you personally.
Okay.
Hello. Big
Okay,
stretch.
there you go.
Yes?
Ooh, my bones be crunching.
What is vinegar? What? Yeah? Want to be on the pod?
Okay.
All right.
You want to rub a box? Okay.
Nope. There we go. I guess we have emails that came up.
Oh.
Okay, I just sent it, so I don't know if I have to give you permission
Yes,
to.
got it.
I don't know how this works. Okay.
Make sure I can slideshow. All right. I will do the stream for you.
Oh, this is me. Okay.
Yeah, politicians going goblin mode. You were supposed to be first, but we had some technical difficulties. We figured it out. All right. You ready?
Let me see if I can't send it to myself so I know what's coming next. Oh wait, actually no. You know what? If I just click through it, it's not like anybody's seeing my screen, so I can do whatever
Yeah, no, you're
I
fine.
do on my end of things. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, if we want to go to that second slide where we started.
Winning the youth.
Oh, sorry, one after that. Yes. Oh yeah, because I forgot we're not including that. Winning the youth vote. People in government do some whack shit to win the votes of young people.
I love it.
So if we go to the next one, the background on this. Okay, perfect. The background on this is 2018. Congresswoman Sanchez is running for Senate. Oh, why is it? There we go. Congresswoman Sanchez is running for Senate against then California Attorney General Kamala Harris. And we got this moment, which you can play whenever, that is going to live in history forever.
So there's a clear difference between the candidates in this race.
Well, why?
Oh, the cringe.
Yeah. Not to spoil it, but Sanchez didn't win.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris went on to win the Senate race. I don't think that helped her. I think it was one of those things where she was behind in the polls and was like, might as well.
Any press is good press.
Yes, any press is good press.
Get people talking.
If we go on to the next one, this is
Ms. Harris.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it does that.
Ah, there we go.
Just some sort of background on this. This isn't so much Paul Ryan dabbing, but he didn't have to actually dab. Then Congressman Roger Marshall was getting sworn into the U.S. Senate. His kid tried to dab in the background, and Paul Ryan stopped him, leading to this town hall exchange.
You know, I actually do know what a dab is, okay? Just for the record. It's this, you know. I do. So
Politicians need to stop dabbing. And it gets worse. Because if we move on,
you know, I actually do know what a dab is, okay? Just for the record. It's this, you know. I
Yeah,
do.
you have to hit next twice. It'll start playing the video every time.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah, 2016 election. Secretary Clinton goes on Ellen.
And then you can dab.
And she learns how to dab.
And then Mrs. President, you can sign a bill, and then you dab. That's it. Dab. That's all.
I know, I see the Nene on there.
Yeah. There was so much to choose from this particular interaction. And the last one, I know I've definitely mentioned it before. It's Clinton as well. This is a shout out to Bridget because
I'm the only one who plays Pokemon Go.
Yeah. Hillary Clinton said this, and then the world kind of went to shit. So
it lives in infamy.
Creating new apps.
It does.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
That's a good one. That's my senator in the background.
I relate to that guy in the red shirt who was just absolutely awestruck when Hillary Clinton dropped the phrase Pokemon Go.
I don't think I saw it.
Watch this guy in the back.
Can you play it again?
Yeah, here.
Creating new apps. I don't know who created Pokemon Go. I'm trying to figure
He's like
out
not even
how
listening,
we
but he
get
heard
them to have
Pokemon Go, and he's like,
yeah, no, my man was not ready for that.
Wow, you learned something new in your own slides.
I know, amazing.
So now move on to chapter 2. Oh yeah, I forgot. I sort of mentioned this, but these are all broken down into chapters and sections. And
Beautiful.
So we're on to chapter 2, which is corn dogs, and basically the Iowa caucuses. Again, what we do for votes. And there's no videos in this one. It is just nobody looks good eating a corn dog. You can flip through this at your own pace, honestly. It's just kind of people doing everything they can to get a vote.
Yeah, no.
See, when it said corn dogs, I thought you were talking to, like, people that are corny.
Oh no,
corn dogs.
It's literally corn dogs. There is such a rabbit hole you can go down here, because then you can expand it to people eating hot dogs and then people eating fair food, and like literally you can make a whole PowerPoint just on people looking insane trying to eat Iowa County fair food.
I love it.
But this one, okay, this one is very funny because
People falling down is simply
politicians are
funny.
people. Right. So this is kind of where I started having some fun with it. So Carly Fiorina here was just announced as Ted Cruz's running mate. She had dropped out. She is probably the shortest lived running mate in the history of like presidential politics. She made it about a week before Ted Cruz dropped out. But before that happened, in that little window, she is announcing Ted Cruz, and just kind of, it's not even the fact that she fell, it is the way that she falls. So, and I know Brooks knows what's coming. But
Nobody cares.
Help me welcome your next first family, Heidi Cruz, your next first lady, Carolyn and Catherine, and the next president of the United States, Ted Cruz.
She just disappears.
literally just, and the funniest part is how nobody helps her back up. Ted Cruz is just doing his thing.
Noted.
It takes her about 15 seconds to get back on the stage,
God.
but like,
She like dematerialized.
She goes
yep, no,
down.
literally just
She
like vanished
despawned.
into the ground. Yeah.
And it's like, it takes her so long to get up. You wonder what she's doing down there. Like, how far down did she fall? Did
I
she hurt
know.
herself?
Yeah.
Like, she getting trampled?
Oh my
Well,
god.
if you look at like the heads of the people in front of her, it doesn't look like she's that much higher than them. Like,
So then maybe she just like really ate shit.
I have no idea. But the fact that he does absolutely nothing to help her up
I
is
know.
probably the funniest thing. And just very on point.
Yeah.
But this next one is very old. This comes from the 2000 elections, and this is Labor Undersecretary Gary Bauer, who ran for president in the Republican primary. So we're definitely going back a little bit, but he basically has a slick surface because it's all maple syrup, and we got that.
At least she tried it first.
Yes, he did catch it.
And who said this wasn't going to be an exciting event?
So whoever says politics is boring is lying.
Oh no, I don't
because
think politics
you
is
miss gems
boring.
like this.
And also like the literal like fist fights in the Taiwanese parliament that happen regularly.
Oh, we will get to. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, fantastic.
Um,
Next slide.
Yes. I didn't really know what to put for a picture here, so we're just going to move past this really quick. But this is basically politicians now yelling at their voters. This one's very recent.
Love it.
Big fan of this one. So the background on this, Beto O'Rourke is talking about AR-15s and school shootings, and somebody, not a supporter of his, laughs while he's talking about this. So we get this interaction.
And knock him down dead. Up against kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Okay.
Things we love to see.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly kind of a fan.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, no.
10 out of 10, in my personal opinion.
Chapter 4, Section 2 is the main man,
Oh boy.
who just has a total bro down with the guy. I'm assuming this is Iowa. I don't actually know where this is, but
Alright.
we get
You're a liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that. No one has proved that. You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. I get up and no, let them go. Let them go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know. And I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on it, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do.
So to summarize, in 30 seconds, we're calling him a liar, calling him fat, and then we're challenging him to push-ups. So yeah, we love.
Wow.
So he was talking about like Hunter Biden and laptops and whatever other stuff is getting around on the internet. But if we move on to chapter 5, this is kind of the general. I didn't really fit anywhere. Kind of a smorgasbord of
All right.
people going crazy. So I had to include a picture from RuneScape because I was like, it's that random. So that's where that's from. But the moment that sank the Vermont governor Howard Dean's presidential campaign is this one, following Iowa.
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
It's so funny. I was talking about this with some friends in the car with Anna and her mom, and one of the things that did not make it into the PowerPoint. There's just so many ways we could have gone with this, but like was Dukakis in the tank. I wanted to put that in. I was just kind of running out of room, but yes.
Should
Bridget.
I know what that is?
Massachusetts Governor Dukakis running for president after Reagan's 2 terms. He's running against Bush Sr. and basically rode around in a tank and became like a laughingstock.
Okay.
And he probably should have won that election. And then this happened, and everyone's like, why are you in a tank? And then nobody took him seriously.
Right, I can see how that happened.
Yeah. So, anyways, this was good times. Okay, this guy. This is Papa John CEO, Herman Cain. Ran for president in 2012. Was at one point leading the polls in the primary, the Republican primary. And he, I don't know, he had a way with words.
Shucky ducky. This sounds like a shucky ducky kind of crowd on a shucky ducky kind of day, here to support an shucky ducky kind of candidate.
Okay. Quadruples down on it, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually died last year, 2 years ago, from COVID.
There's a whole subreddit called Herman Cain Award, which is like people refusing the vaccine and then somebody posting on Facebook that this person has since passed, and then their Facebook is full of like, I won't like anti-vax memes.
Amazing.
So his legacy lives on.
Yes. Yeah, no, nobody's forgetting Herman. This okay. Obama was known for his dad jokes.
Love it.
And I had to include them. This is during the turkey pardoning. So I naturally had to include a dad joke of my own, but we got this. I think the funniest thing is how he just embarrasses his kids all the time.
Time flies, even if turkeys don't. I thought it was pretty good. You think it's funny too, don't you?
The funniest part about him is not even the joke; it's the fact that he finds it so funny.
Honestly,
and
he is president.
Yeah, no, literally. And I know, like, it's so funny listening to Crooked Media and hearing the like speechwriters tell like the backstories behind a lot of these interactions, and a lot of the things he said and a lot of the things that he didn't say that they tried to get him to say. And,
who do you think wrote that in there?
oh my god! I mean that that sounds like a love it
Yeah.
joke. I know he had more than 2 speechwriters, but like out of all of the speechwriters I know, that just has love it written all over it. There is no way he did not write at least some of the turkey pardon jokes.
The Lovett said like that was one of his primary responsibilities was inserting jokes.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so fun.
I wish I remembered what the event was, but he said there was some event and he was like not sold on the joke. It was a terrible joke, but he didn't have anything else, so he gave it to the president and he just looked at him and he was like, no, and sent him back. And he had to come up with something else on the spot. Like he had like 40 minutes before the president was supposed to go out and he had to like rewrite this thing. And so
that's pressure.
I would say so. The next video is from November of 2015. Our man Donald Trump hosted, or at least was a feature, was a featured guest on SNL, and took part in this little Hotline Bling parody. He proceeded to make a career out of ripping SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this one is recent. This is from the 2022 Ohio Senate primary. So we have a little, I don't know. We have a native Ohioan here.
First of all,
wait, I think you can pause it real quick.
a second. You may not understand this.
Yes.
So basically, Josh Mandel was the front runner for a long time in this race. He was the former Ohio treasurer. And he was running, and one of his opponents was at the time Mike Gibbons, who's like a business guy. They were both actually leading in the polls at one point. Josh Mandel is like in his 30s or 40s, and Mike Gibbons is in his 70s. He's twice his age. And we got this like bro down on TV.
Because you've never been in the private. No, you don't. I do. You've never been in the private sector in your. All right, gentlemen. I've worked, sir. Josh. Squat. About 2 tours in Iraq. Don't tell me I haven't worked. Don't tell me I haven't worked. You don't know squat. It's okay, right? You don't know squat. 2 tours in Iraq. Don't tell me I haven't worked. Back off, buddy. You're gonna. You back off. Come on. Never. That'll happen. Sit down. Never. Watch. Yeah. Watch. We'll square it away with the wrong dude. No, you're dealing with the wrong guy. You watch what happened. You watch what happens.
I would love to see the interaction between them after the cameras went off.
Yeah. If that's what they do when the cameras are on.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. The fact that he got like 2 inches from his face and he's like, do it, you won't.
Yeah.
In a Senate debate. I'm assuming you guys have seen this video before.
Like, I feel weird
But
saying that I love this video, but like I do. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And like I
It's
say
so
this as a like George Bush can choke, but like this video is so violently American. I love it.
It couldn't. See, here's the thing. There were so many different George Bush videos I wanted to include, but again,
he was great for entertainment value.
Yeah.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. All right, we need another.
Ridiculous.
Unreal.
Now watch this drive. I'm so here for it.
Yeah, I think that's a very appropriate title.
Yeah.
Like, how do you transition out of something like that?
I cannot tell you.
Which is why I feel like that happened.
I'm sure there are a lot of people who became vice president who had, because they were, in the military or in conflict, had ended up shooting or hurting somebody. But there have been at least 2 vice presidents who shot people while they were the vice president. Which it's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. The first being Aaron Burr, who shot Alexander Hamilton, the former Treasury Secretary, which is the modern equivalent of Kamala Harris shooting like Larry Summers. in a duel. But the second one is when actually speaking of Bush, I didn't do this intentionally, but is when Bush's vice president Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face with a shotgun while they were hunting. And
Turning now to our Throwback 3.
Yeah.
That's a quick look at some of the other noteworthy stories from this week in history. 13 years ago today, Vice President Dick Cheney shot his hunting buddy in the face. Look at that headline. Duck, it's Dick. Cheney was quail hunting with Harry Whittington in Texas when he accidentally fired a shotgun, not realizing it was pointed at Whittington. Well, needless to say, this was an embarrassing distraction for the White House. Cheney called it one of the worst days of his life. Thankfully, Whittington did recover from his wounds.
I like how Cheney makes himself the victim.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Just never get over that story.
oh my God, no. Lastly, we have the international portion of the slideshow. Wait, actually, can we go back? Because I'm curious if Brookes knows who that is.
I sure as hell don't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That is Tommy Vitor.
Is it?
Yep.
Who is that? Sorry.
Tommy.
Him.
That is Tommy Vitor. Tommy Vitor was Obama's NSC spokesperson, but he also hosts a podcast that Brookes and I like, and he co-hosts Pod Save the World, which is like the international.
Gotcha.
equivalent of that.
Sort of see it in his eyes now that you mention it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love this picture of him so much. Also, the Fenway hat, like everything about it is just, it's so amazing. So the first guy.
Oh.
Well, okay.
There we go.
First, Boris Johnson. Yeah, Boris Johnson. There's not really any explanation needed. The man was perpetually in goblin mode.
Oh, I think I know what this next video is. I think I've seen this.
Yeah.
And it's a delight.
Second one is the it's basically his successor. Nobody talks about her as much because she's not named Boris Johnson, but she is literally also the foreign minister or foreign secretary. Like Boris Johnson was the foreign secretary before he became prime minister. She's now the foreign secretary and next in line, basically. I mean, they still have to vote, but she's expected to win. And it's just kind of a treasure trove of gifts of the world.
We import 2/3 of our cheese. That is a disgrace.
The Irish TSOC, we will be taking into account our high standards to make sure our farmers are undermined.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Okay.
Can't wait for her. And next up, we have Scott Morrison.
Oh, this
Scott Morrison,
guy.
yeah, was Prime Minister of Australia before he lost re-election. But apparently, in 1997, he shit himself in a McDonald's. And there's a plaque at that McDonald's commemorating the fact. So
That's incredible.
there was no way that could not be mentioned. The second to last one
but I wanted to thank you for...
Continue.
We have a little bit of a language mix up here. We have French President Emmanuel Macron and the former Australian Prime Minister Turnbull. And yeah, we got this exchange. I don't know where it happens. We're going to start at the beginning.
But welcome. The perfect organization of this trip. Thanks to you and Lucy. Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no, I think we may have missed it.
But I wanted to thank you for your welcome. Thank you and your delicious wife for your warm welcome. It's the perfect organization of this trip. Thanks to you and Lucy. Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister.
My my understanding is that in French, the word for delicious and delightful is the same word.
Yeah.
And so you can see how we got here. The last one before you go, Bridget, you can probably see it, but in the event that you can't, I'm wondering if you could guess who is next, who is gonna round out the PowerPoint.
Oh.
Like if you can see it, then that's one
Is
thing.
it Boris
but
Yeltsin?
No.
That
I'm
would've
don't
been
get me
good,
wrong. I had choices, but
Is it somebody Russian?
close-ish.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Let's just.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Our favorite worst dictator.
Yeah. Hell of a name, though.
Oh my God, yeah. And there's no, I mean, again, so many things I could pick, both from this particular segment, but also just in general. But I went with the like stereotypical classic, like overly ridiculous strongman.
As you should.
And we got this.
I thought it was going to be the clip of him eating shit on a horse.
See, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the one of him like rapping about sports in Turkmenistan. I was like,
God, yeah. That whole segment.
Oh my God, no!
gold.
You could pick anything. I love the one of him like riding a bike and shooting a gun. Like it's just.
Or the one where they say he's like doing donuts around the like.
Yeah.
giant fire pit.
Yeah, because there was like a rumor he was dead.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's like, no, you can clearly tell he's alive because the person driving this car is him. Trust us, it's him. Like.
Okay.
So, anyways, politics is not boring.
I would agree.
So we get stuff like this.
Based on this PowerPoint, I would say I agree. Thank you very much, Zach. That was wonderful. All right, end stream. Brookes, it is your turn, bestie.
We're gonna take a great detour from what has been covered thus far.
Amazing.
Apologies in advance.
Okay.
Like I expect that from Bridget, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I said I was not sorry.
Yeah.
So, what are we getting into?
Let me get my. It's fighting me. It doesn't want to put it on the right screen. Hold on.
Oh,
I almost got it. There we go. Okay. So I've never done this on here before, so let me see here. Interesting. Oh, no, okay. I got it.
Wonderful.
Yep. Okay.
Watch stream.
Now I don't know if I've shared the correct screen or not.
Ooh.
Okay.
You have my attention.
Do you see it full screen on there?
I see a thing that says format background.
Yeah, I see that as well, and a lot of control buttons.
There we go.
Yeah.
What? You see it?
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full screen?
Mm-hmm. Or not.
Wild.
Okay. It's not full screen.
Can we just promise to not look at the slides as they come? Because I actually genuinely do want to be surprised. I'm actually just gonna.
Oh, you just see my background now?
And now I see a thing that says slideshow.
I don't understand how this thing works.
Click from begin. Try clicking from beginning.
But you still see the slideshow?
Yeah.
Wild.
What the fuck?
But what about now?
Now I just see it.
No.
Try clicking forward. See what happens.
Popping up on the wrong monitor. Like that's what I was saying. How about now?
Try clicking something now. Like click forward.
Do you see it full screen?
It's like blinking, but.
Yeah.
It's full screen on mine. I don't understand.
Bizarre.
You still see like all the stuff?
Yeah.
No, it's gonna ruin it.
Well, hold on. Like, try going to the, like, moving forward to the first slide. In presentation mode.
Did it change?
No.
I don't understand.
Oh, wait, no.
That's kind of working.
It just won't let it go in presentation mode for some reason. I don't understand why.
That is absolutely bizarre. Are you cool doing it like this?
I suppose. Let me try one last thing here. Take off the presenter view. I don't know if that's confusing it.
If it makes any difference, I'm just not going to look at any of the slides that are coming if we can see them, because I genuinely do want to be surprised.
Yeah, no, I want this to be a surprise. This is fun.
Yeah.
You can't see them now?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess this is the best we're getting.
Alright.
That's very weird.
Well,
I thought about trying to test it out in advance.
You can get rid of the... Click the thing up, like, that says, like... That thing, yeah. Get rid of the ribbon. There you go.
Oh, there we go. That actually looks perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Hit me
Okay,
with it,
super.
bestie.
Well, you've already seen the topic here.
I am so excited, you have no idea. This is just how well does Brookes know us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... A few things to preface it first. Obviously, I said before, I wanted to choose a ridiculous topic because I do serious topics, like, as a living, you know? And so I wanted to be very silly with it. It's very visually based.
Love it.
That's primarily where the apologies are coming from.
Okay.
You'll see why.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And also, I want to say this is not necessarily an exhaustive list. I had a lot of things I had to leave off for the sake of time.
Of course.
I was going to make a slide of honorable mentions, and then I forgot to do it.
Happens to the best of us.
And some of these things may not be accurate. They're based on essentially things that I know each of you likes. And what I thought, you know, if you won a bunch of money, what would you spend it on? And specifically non-necessary, right? Because I feel like most people, like, oh yeah, if I won the lottery, I'd like pay off bills or whatever, and it's like, lame.
Yeah.
That's not
if
what
you
we
had
want
to
to talk
waste,
about.
Yeah, if you had to waste it on stupid things, what might you purchase? So we're gonna start here with Bridget.
Exciting.
First thing, a fancy schmancy samovar.
You're so right.
This thing costs $13,000.
I so would. But
And
it
it
would have to
took me
come with
so
a tea
long.
set.
Oh, it does. That one does, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, this is extremely accurate.
It took me a really long time to find a picture of a woman using a samovar that wasn't, like, watermarked.
Love it.
And I told you, I put a lot of time into this, and it's mostly because of finding pictures and editing pictures, which they're all pretty much edited the same way, but not all of them, you'll see.
This is fantastic.
But my top purchase, fancy samovar.
Correct. Off to a great start.
Another home in Russia, and a jet so you can make quick trips there. Now, my initial thought was, oh, you'd probably just like take a lot of trips back and forth, but it's like, yeah, if you're going to take a lot of trips back and forth, you know, whether you're living there or living here or whatever, you're going to travel a lot. So you're going to want a house, you don't want to stay at a hotel. And then also I was like, yeah, private jet, because it's easier than booking flights. Now, what if you're thinking, oh yeah, but the environment? Well, I mean, so if you're taking a commercial plane, you're taking that with a lot of people, which makes it less terrible. So that just means that every time you take your private jet, you have to bring like tons of family and friends with you.
Hell
They
yes.
can all stay in your giant, that's actually a palace in Russia.
Hell yes. I'm so here for this. You are
I don't remember what...
batting 100 right now.
I don't remember, actually that would be terrible in baseball.
Yeah, I
It's
was like,
1,000.
if you were batting 100, you would be out of the majors so fast.
I don't. Yeah. Okay. Batting 1,000.
If you're batting
Sorry.
1,000, yeah.
A bitch is dumb. What can I say?
And I don't remember what order these are in because I rearranged them this morning too. So I don't know what's coming next.
Amazing.
Oh, that's a Nazi. So this is where these ones aren't bad yet, but there are some things in this slideshow that I couldn't find actual pictures for. So I had to rely on AI generators. And so in this case, the one on the left there is vat of sour cream, which is, pretty close. The one on the right, I tried to look up sour cream fountain.
Incredible.
It didn't give me. But believe it or not, that bathtub full of sour cream was an actual image in Google Images.
Okay.
I mean, I specifically Googled bathtub full of sour cream to find it, but...
This is fantastic.
And then I got a picture of your head with a little hearts over the eyes because you love sour cream.
I do. Thank you. Again.
So,
no misses
thought
thus
maybe you
far.
I would think maybe you would put it in a baby pool and go swimming in it too, and just like open your mouth and enjoy it.
That is such a mood.
But way too much time. Oh wait, what happened? I hit the wrong button, I guess. There we go.
Absolutely.
And lots of you need to go with that sour cream. That AI image is supposed to be raining pelmeni. I wanted it to be pelmeni falling from the sky. It didn't really get that.
She tried.
You can see that center one has like a little bit of rain sort of coming down in the middle, but other than that, it's just some awkward looking pelmeni.
I absolutely love this. This is incredible.
Corgis!
Yep.
Lots and lots of corgis. A farm of corgis, so that you can go and lay in the field and be mobbed by corgis everywhere. Their silly little butts and their sploots. Just their little wet noses and licks and...
Their little ears. Oh my god, yes. Wonderful. Yep. 11 out of 10.
It would be a corgi paradise. So picture yourself laying in that field of corgis, just all of them running around, being corgis.
I love it. This is so exciting.
Oh, yeah. A house with a dedicated reptile and amphibian room, so you can have all the pets you want. So
fantastic.
The image on the left there is what I got when I googled McMansion.
Seems accurate.
Yeah.
The image on the right is an example of someone's reptile room, and then you could have your lavender hognose and your Russian rat snake.
Oh my god, wonderful.
The thing is that House 100% exists in like Niskuna.
It literally does.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, man, she wouldn't want like a full-size like palatial mansion. That would be really extreme. A McMansion. And
yeah,
I
the
Googled
palatial mansion is in Russia.
Yeah.
That she visited.
Yeah, no. That's a literal palace, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, so really this might actually be the second home, and the one in Russia is the primary home, but
possible.
But definitely you would have a reptile room, I guarantee that.
Oh hell yeah.
Mind-boggling amount of old lady crap surprise.
Yep.
The AI images on the right are what I got by putting in old lady crafting.
Incredible.
And their faces are haunting, especially that woman in the center.
Yeah, that's the thing with the AI. They can never quite get the faces.
Oh, haunting. Oh yeah, just like Odo on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
He's a shifter, but he can never get the faces right. But he would probably also have maybe like a dedicated room for your crafts where you have the various cross-stitch things and probably lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of beads.
Hell yes.
Every single kind you can think of, and you can make whatever you want.
Yes.
Broadway season tickets and your very own helicopter, so you can get there and back quickly, and you can go whenever you want.
The fact that this is the like 3 musicals that I have not shut up about in your presence, the research, the work, I am blown away. You are so correct.
Yeah. Initially, I just grabbed like I googled like Broadway season tickets, and it came up with some like oh, here's an example of these are the 8 shows you would get with this season ticket. I'm like, well, no, none of these are right. I was like, I gotta put our favorite ones up.
Oh my god, amazing!
None of these are right. Yeah, but you could so very easily go and just make a quick evening trip by helicopter, and
oh my god, amazing! Yes,
that's a cool helicopter too. The time I put into this, like picking the right helicopter, wasn't just the first helicopter.
I'm so honored.
I spent way too much time on this. Okay. Oh, that was supposed to be hidden because I couldn't. Because this was a draft slide that was supposed to be hidden in the slideshow, but since it's not in presenter mode, presentation mode.
I mean, are you wrong? No.
Because I put them on there, and I was like, yeah, but what? I mean, what would I actually, like, what would you actually spend money on relative to them,
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I already have so many slides, and so I'll just kind of leave that
I would
one.
just buy my way onto various shows that I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But that was, it just got put on there, and I was like, I'll come back to it, and I never did.
Amazing,
so.
incredible. No notes.
That's why, like, those were stream of consciousness. They're not in any particular order. I was just like, okay, here's a bunch of actors that she, loves. And I was like, I'll add the other ones in later, and we'll come up with something.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay, what do we got? Oh, a state-of-the-art gaming computer.
Hell yes.
I don't know if you can see my note at the bottom of the screen, but it says, apparently that gaming computer on the left cost $30,000.
Oh, that's 100% the kind of thing I would do if I had $1 million. You're so right.
Yeah. And look at the sweet, like, screen set up there.
Yes, the scorpion
Put your
chairs.
little noggin on there. You got thumbs up.
Hell yeah. This is so wonderful.
I think you would bring back the Twin Peaks Festival.
Yes.
The fan festival in Washington. They stopped doing it in 2019. It's officially, like, done according to them.
Oh.
But, right, like, I always wanted to go, but it's not a thing anymore. So, if you had cash to burn, maybe you could bring it back.
Yeah, no, I totally would. This is very accurate.
Right? You can go back and have some pie.
Oh, yes.
I know you don't like coffee, but I will have the damn fine cup of coffee.
Hell yeah. It's okay, I'll bring you with me.
Your own film production company, right? But you can produce whatever you want, but I imagine you're also going to make horror films specifically.
Oh, hell yes.
Now,
Absolutely.
the reason I texted you yesterday and asked if
Scungili Man?
Yes!
No, I'm aware of the meme. I'm aware of the meme.
Because that's where he gets into Scungili Man, is that episode that I asked you about, the Slender Man episode.
I think I might have listened to that one out of order, just for funsies, but I can't remember.
Yeah. But I think one of the movies that you would make is the world's first Scungili Man movie.
Yeah, you know what?
I think that would be cool.
I'm just gonna pitch that to Henry Zabrowski right now. I don't need a production company.
That's an artist rendition of the Scungili Man. There were several, but I liked that one the best because it reminds me of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
It does have very similar vibes.
Stocks, and yeah.
I love it.
You would definitely production company. And this is what made me laugh when I saw your topic. You could probably do a publishing house, and then you could read like people's fan fiction online that you liked, and then like publish those people.
And then I would just add those to my library.
Yeah, and then you could also publish your own. I wrote that publishes only the most bomb-ass fanfic, and I said, including yours, indicating that yours is in that category.
Oh, thank you.
But I have the archival logo.
Oh my god.
And when I saw your topic, I was like, oh, that's in mine too.
Fun little synchronicity there.
Yeah. And finally, I don't know why.
If that's just the vibe I give off, then that's just the vibe I give off.
So, if you'll recall, when I was sitting in your living room starting this PowerPoint, I just kept laughing to myself for no reason. It's because I was writing silly stuff like this that just popped in my head and I had no reason for it. But when I tell you the fun I had giving you laser eyes, it took, I'm not even going to tell you how long I took on that to find the right laser beams that I could erase the background from, and
I'm so honored. This is
and
incredible.
the AI production of souls of my enemies. Okay. That brings us to Seth.
Oh no.
I'm so excited. What's it gonna be?
Oh my god.
And again, I don't remember what order they're in, so I'm surprised along with you.
This is like the most affectionate roast.
Yeah. Tattoos and little heart desires. That apparently is the most tattooed man in the world. I covered his face with your face, but he has like really big gauged ears, and his whole head is covered in tattoos as well.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I figure you still got some real estate, and if you had tons of money to burn, you're probably gonna fill up that
Oh my
real
god,
estate.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Any shoes as far as I can see, mostly Saucony, but like, if you had like limitless funds, you could really buy like one of every pair of shoes and try them out, and like.
I could. Although honestly, I feel like I would just stock up on like the Triumph 20s and
Well,
then,
that's what I
like,
like.
yeah, and then like never have to buy new shoes again. Just like the same pair.
You
Don't
could
even have to
get
worry about
custom
different models.
ones.
Ooh.
Like
I get
made
custom
for
Triumph
you
20s.
specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because enough money, you can get a company to probably do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that one. Yeah, I just imagine like a wall of running shoes, and you're like, which color do I want to wear?
I love the idea of that though. Like, like if I could get like all Sauconys, but like all different designs, just like the same fit.
Yeah.
Like, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, because they usually release a new model every year, so you can just
Yeah.
get each year's in like all the colors that they released that year.
It's so bad. They're like, oh yeah, the 20s are out, and it's like the new iPhone. I'm like, get out.
And then they're like practically never any different that you can tell.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. It's so psychological.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get you.
What have we got next? Oh, a house in Providence near the water. Because I think Echo would like that.
Yeah.
Especially like on the right with the beach and everything. I could see her running along there and just.
100%. It is the best of all worlds. I have to be by the water.
When I looked up like Providence houses, like beach house Providence houses or whatever I put in there, I just spent a lot of time looking at the pictures like, oh, this looks nice. I'll just pretend that I'm really doing this. And it was hard to pick pictures.
Yep.
This was one that I wrote shortly after I wrote Bridget's Souls of Her Enemies. Because I think I was just in a weird mood in that particular moment.
Love it.
But yeah, an army of huskies to repel your sled and vanquish your foes.
Can they go on the private jet to Russia to visit the homeland?
Oh, absolutely. Right? I mean, well, it's Bridget's jet, but I said
Absolutely, hell yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
I don't know how many times I pasted your guys' face onto things. I really lost track at some point. A closet full of crewneck sweatshirts. And the number of crewneck sweatshirt pictures I looked through to pick ones that I enjoyed. I think most people don't go past the first page of Google image results.
What pages you get?
But I saw the purebred one first, and I was like, yes! And so I clicked on it, and it's, similar images as, like, the other one is, like...
Incredible.
But yeah, and that is an AI image, because I couldn't find a picture of a closet full of crewneck sweatshirts, and it was pretty close on that one.
Yeah, no, honestly,
The fact that everybody has...
pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed by that one compared to most of the others. A fancy schmancy chess set.
Oh my god, is that actually 75 grand?
Yes!
What's it made of?
Oh, I forget. I read a little bit about it.
Diamonds, jewels.
Oh yeah, no, it was insane. It's like rare
It either
materials and.
I was like, it's gotta either be made of something or like come from like a palace, like they carved a hunk of marble out of like an old structure or something.
It was something about the materials being rare, and I think also the person, like the artisan, is somebody famous or something like that. One of the ones I originally was gonna put on there was like an antique historic one, but this one was way more expensive, so.
Yeah.
I went on the most expensive one I could find. And then that one's just really confusing. There were custom chess sets, and that was one of them.
Interesting. Okay.
Terrifying.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. It's like 3D chess in Star Trek. I don't know how that's supposed to work.
I've always wondered. I always see them playing 3D chess on like Big Bang, and I have no idea how that's.
It comes from Star Trek.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly there has to be a way to play it. People make it.
No, there have to be rules somewhere.
But I don't know that there are. Because I think the only instances I've seen of people actually playing it are on TV shows,
Yeah.
where they don't necessarily have to actually have rules because you don't see them play a full game.
Nerds have to have made up rules, though.
But I've seen 3D sets being sold. They have to come with like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea how to play 3D chess.
I don't even know how to play
And
regular
maybe
chess.
nobody does. I don't know.
Oh, Zach, I don't know if I ever told you, Kyle plays chess. He wants to play with you.
Okay.
Nice. Continuing the chess theme, tickets to the World Chess Championship.
Yo, I actually almost went to one when they had it in New York, 2016.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then I didn't. But I would 100% go to that, especially if I could save money and take the jet.
I got you, dude. It's yours whenever you need it.
Perfect.
When I was looking it up, like there were so many pictures of just really intense looking dudes.
Yeah. I mean,
But I recognize the one guy's name, Magnus Carlsen.
Yep. That is Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi.
I was like, yeah, I have no idea how you say that name.
And he got positively smoked.
Oh.
Damn.
Wasn't even close.
Now this one, because I know you're into politics, that's your career path, but I didn't really know what your actual aspirations were. Like
First
if
of
you
all,
actually want to run for office.
Is that the Rhode Island State House?
Yes, it is.
I love how I know that.
I mean, it takes money to run.
It does. It's not free.
Yeah. It was like, oh, I need something political. I'm like, oh, he'll know this.
I could do that, or I could like start like a PAC and support candidates who like have similar values.
Yeah, I mean, right, but this
It would
is
give me flexibility.
the entire theme of this is things they would buy if you had millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So you would buy a political office.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm indicating that politics is shady. It's a sham. But you could if you had enough money.
See, this is why watching Bloomberg's campaign just like crash and burn was so interesting, because that was the ultimate experiment of like, what if somebody ran for office with like unlimited money?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So, like-
it doesn't even have to be shady. You could fund your campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, hey, I have all this money. I'm being very straightforward. I'm giving, like, yeah, I don't know how that works, but sure. Yeah, that's absolutely something I could do with it. I love it.
Hell yes.
It makes me laugh so much.
But also, I love the idea of spending millions of dollars to win a seat in the Rhode Island State House.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I just need something political looking, like an image to go along with the shrugging. And I was like, what would be? I'm like, oh yeah, that's a nice, but yeah. So I wasn't thinking about it in that way, but yeah. I feel like I've made it to the top of Rhode Island state government. Lovely.
I do like it out here. I mean, that is where I'm recording from right now. So
I didn't even think about that.
yeah, like
There you go.
I ran by the Capitol this morning.
I don't know what's next. Ooh, your own food lab.
Yeah.
Who so focuses solely on new vegan dishes that are like. And so then you could, since you own the lab, like basically any new thing they make that's good, they'll just like, give it to you. Built-in personal chefs essentially as well, which is very nice. And then if it's good enough, maybe you can mass market it so that vegans have expanded options.
I'm here for it. I am very here for that.
Unfortunately, when I was looking at pictures for this, I just wanted to reach through the screen and eat everything, especially those tacos over there. Because, like,
The tacos do look good.
anyway. Ah!
Yeah.
So, I made you
Is
damn
that
fight
Pundit?
there. Huh?
Is that Pundit?
I don't think that's Pundit, because that's Dan. Well, I mean, that's you. But is that Pundit?
Oh yeah, it's me. Well,
Someone has a dog named Pundit?
It's
yeah,
Lovett.
John
Yeah.
Lovett has a dog named
Incredible.
Pundit. What?
Yeah.
Because Dan, I think, has a dog. I don't remember. It's so bad. I don't remember his dog's name.
I don't remember either. That's why I assumed it was his dog, but
Yeah.
because I thought Pundit was later in color than that, but I might be misremembering.
I'm also glad that I'm not Tommy Vitor in this case because I would want to be able to talk to Tommy Vitor. Like, so love that.
I mean, I love Dan, but also sometimes his voice, which is why I made you Dan.
What-
Plus, it was just like position wise, he was the one that was looking this way.
Which is entirely valid. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you on Pod Save America, and on the right, that's you on Love It or Leave It
Yeah.
as a guest.
Oh my god, I would so do that show. Like, without even thinking about it. Like,
Yeah,
when and where, I'm there.
Yep. See, money can make things happen and be like, hey, love it. I'll give you like.
Who would I play though? Because I would end up playing like an idea.
Yeah.
They would
I
have to
guess
be
we
like,
news that
they have to be like, and next up is our guest, like the student debt cancellation. And then it'd be me.
That's very fair. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on what's in the news the week that you
Right.
get to be on whichever show. I was gonna put Pod Save the World in there too, but it didn't have enough space.
Yeah,
it was
no.
originally. The country of Ireland.
Oh, just buy the country.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's probably worth at least $1 million.
Couple bucks.
Yeah.
It started off like I just put Ireland on the slide because I was like, he loves Ireland. I gotta think of something with that. And then I was like, but what could it be? You know? And then I was like, you know what? Just leave it in. Just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Just the country.
Yeah.
The country of Ireland. Because
Perfect.
then you could fix it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
However you interpret
Because what could go wrong?
that. Yeah. But
I
it'd be
mean,
nice to be able to make things happen. And if you owned it,
yeah.
I love it.
Now, wait, do I own all of the island, or do I own just the Republic? Or do I own just Northern Ireland?
no, I didn't actually think about it that much. I was thinking, I guess, the whole island, really. That's
I like
why,
keeping it together.
yeah. Originally, my title was going to be if you each won $1 million, and then I realized I was thinking way too big for that, which is why I just slightly changed my title.
Of course.
To millions. Maybe I should have changed it to billions. I don't know. I was laughing I did to myself while making these slides. Ooh, I forgot to tell
Yes.
Psych. A reboot of Psych with you as the third best friend.
Oh,
was
yes.
really good.
Oh my god, yes. I would... Yeah.
Do you know who you are in that picture?
Oh, well, see, I don't, because that's from the last season, because Gus dresses up from Harry Potter in the last season, and I don't know the last season that well, because who...
A major recurring character who once faked his death.
Okay, yeah, no, I was like, that looks like Despero, just with the gloves and the jacket, but, yeah. And then, isn't
See a
Gus,
little
like,
Harry always there.
is that where they have to make Gus pretend he's like a pyrotechnics guy? He's like, I'm the wizard, and like...
Yeah, because Sean was going undercover, but Gus was at a convention.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a heist episode, which is by Despero, famous art
Yeah.
thief. Is there?
Art thief.
Yeah, but I could
Fake art
I would-
thief.
slightly less sure about the you as the third best friend part because I didn't know, because essentially that mean you would have to be an actor, and I didn't know if you would be interested in acting, but
If it meant I got to act with them,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was figuring. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Explain.
I am really curious about this one.
Yeah, no, I say more right
Also,
now.
I like how the bills I'm holding are tens, not like 100s or even 50s. They're like tens.
So
keep it reasonable.
When I landed on this topic, the very first thing I did was first of all make the slide design with the money in the background, and use specific colors from the money for my color blocks.
Okay.
Okay, Queen, pop off.
But then the very next thing I did was like, all right, so they're gonna be like having tons of money. What would be something that was kind of funny, showing they have a lot of money? And I was like, oh, like, so then I Google image searched like rolling in a pile of money, because I thought it'd be funny to have money rolling in a pile of money. And there weren't very many good pictures that could put a face over, but that was one I found, and I was like, oh, this will work. And clearly a shirtless dude, so it had to be Zach. So that was actually the very first image that got put in these slides. And then I was like, well, what am I supposed to do with this now? I suppose I could have just put it on the title slide, now that I think
maybe.
But then the title slides with just your name just got added in today, so I was like, well, sure. Fill a baby pool with money, roll around in it, just really lavish in it. And there's the customary AI image, one of which appears to be a dollar bill with baby legs coming out of it, which is just great. Just fantastic.
Fascinating.
That's terrifying.
So that brings us to, finally, just a few of these.
Ooh.
There were several things that I know you both enjoy that didn't fit into just one or the other.
Okay.
So I had to combine it. I think there's 4 of these, if memory serves.
This is where that like 4-way Venn diagram would be super useful.
I'm very excited.
I may have actually pulled up that episode and like pause it on the Venn diagram because I couldn't find an actual copy of it. Apologies for just 1 second. Yeah.
Causing trouble.
I've been going through closets and cleaning them out, and I have a big bag of garbage that Luna was climbing into.
Ah, fun.
Love it.
And it was about to go everywhere. Anyhow, yeah, so I actually had the screen paused on that, and I pulled it up while we were sitting in your living room, so.
Oh, fun. I was none the wiser.
Oh, yeah, I was sitting there. That was one of the first things I did as well. Okay. Don't you dare. She's gonna do it again. She's mad because I haven't given her treats yet. I usually give them in the evening.
We'll get there.
Okay. Rare Beatles memorabilia.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so I had a good time looking through pictures of rare Beatles memorabilia. I chose this one. You can see they're all autographs, autographed on their little instruments, and they're also very creepy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
excellent.
I would buy some. We could buy some sweet animation cells from Yellow Submarine.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I enjoy the fact that there are multiple editions of the price guidebook for Beatles memorabilia.
Hell yeah.
This was the most recent one I saw. There might be more, but this was the 3rd edition that I think that might be the most recent. Not sure. Lots of records.
Yep.
Yep.
Right? Like, every record from every band that you enjoy, just make a big wall of them, and so when you want to listen to some tunes, you can just go and select from all the options.
You got us there.
Yeah, very accurate.
Now this one, I was going to message you guys and ask if this was still controversial, kind of.
I'm going to say no. At least not for me. I can't speak for Bridget, but I would still meet him.
Yeah, I would. I still respect his art. I would still meet him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I meant to make sure, and then I totally forgot until I just saw it.
Also, I like how my guy has the tattoos.
Yeah, like.
It was intentional!
Beautiful.
I scoured the net looking for a picture of him with 2 fans, and I couldn't find one anywhere. And so I just started looking. So then I Google image searched 2 guys, 2 men and a woman. And every single picture is just these people. It's always the woman in the middle, every single one of them.
Love it.
It was hard to find one that wasn't watermarked, proprietary or whatever. Yeah, so I was like, oh, which one of these will be John Mulaney and which one will be Zach? Well, obviously, that one has the tattoos. So it was very clear to me. But yeah, you could have him come and do a show, and you could hang out with them and, invite whoever you want to the show. I think this is our last one. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Vine 2.0, baby.
Bring it back right now.
Bring
back
back Vine.
I wanted screenshots of Vines, but I don't know the Vines, so I just picked a couple.
The way
of
that I
random...
know every single one of them.
Yeah, no, actually. I know what the back of her head looks like.
Yeah, I can hear every single one of these.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that one on the very bottom left, but other than that, I don't think I've seen it.
Amazing. Incredible.
But, yeah. So I figured that you would definitely like, all right, let's get this up and running again.
100%.
Yeah.
There,
oh my god, don't apologize for anything.
No, that was amazing.
Some of the weird... I keep wanting to call Photoshop because there's not really another word for it, but it's literally just me copying and screenshotting your faces and cropping them in a circle.
I think that enhanced the whole experience for me.
Yeah, I wanted them to look ridiculous. That was kind of the idea.
Beautiful. Absolutely. No notes.
Images.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I had a very good time putting it together, lots of laughing to myself, but I don't know how many hours I put into all these images and things like that. But hopefully it's fine that I pulled images from like your Instagram.
Oh, whatever.
Literally the audacity.
It's not like it's,
Yeah.
That's why I was like, should I ask them first? I'm like, no, but then they might know. I don't want to tip them off for them. Doing something focused on them.
In general, if I have connected with somebody on social media, they have implicit permission to go through my social media should they want to. Like, you're...
Absolutely.
I love it.
Incredible.
So
that
here for
was
that.
fantastic. You definitely win Best Presentation Award.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that was the very last topic I thought of, too. Because I had this whole list that I made in my car driving to Bridget's. And that was the very last one that popped in my head on the drive.
Absolutely genius. Yeah, I didn't have any rejected topics. Did anyone else?
I did.
I had like 15 on that list. Remember I was telling you some of them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know why I didn't have any. Oh, well. But yeah.
I had ones like why Ohio isn't as bad as people think, and why being in your 30s is better than being in your 20s, but I couldn't come up with a reason.
That's dark. I pretend I do not see it.
They all boil down to like stability. That's, you've been out in the world.
I mean, that's a great reason.
Yeah.
Perhaps not awesome for a multi-slide PowerPoint.
It's one reason, but it's like a really big reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if I took too long on that. I was going to cut more stuff, but I just...
Oh, no.
That was wonderful. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
That was the most, loving, accurate roast I have ever experienced. Oh my god. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, everybody. I think I like that mine was the only one that was even remotely, quote-unquote, educational, but it's not educational whatsoever.
That's why it's so interesting, because you had said before, that yours was more text-based. I was like, oh, mine's more image-based. But
fascinating.
Since Kyle is the one that put these in order, I'm wondering what his, thinking was in the order that he chose.
Yeah, because prior to our little technical difficulties that are getting clipped out at the beginning of this episode, the order chosen by an impartial third party was Zach, myself, and then Brookes, which I think is interesting because we went from politics to fan fiction to actual personal stuff. Maybe that's why you wound up going last, because your presentation was in the title about the other two people that are involved in this. So maybe that was that influenced the decision.
Because it was a bit different, I guess, than what you guys chose. Yeah. Kyle did give you an A+ though.
Oh, so fantastic! Yeah, no, I'm gonna concur with that. I'm gonna say A+ is all around.
Yeah, Good efforts, people.
Yeah.
I love it.
Proud of
No,
us.
absolutely fantastic. Wow. We have rambled on for quite a while, but it was super fun. I'm very glad that we did. So, as always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We will be back again next week. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Adios.
And apologies. Just my closing thing now.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening!